Hello, my name is Anne, your guide to when animals get even. If you like bloodthirsty animals getting back at humanity, then hip hip hooray! You can subscribe now for more. Now today's animal has some thoughts about being part 2 of the series. It's hippos. We'll start in Kenya. I do try to find the correct pronunciation before I start these videos, but sometimes you just can't. You just can't find it. So I'm going to go with what I have, which is the spelling, and I'm going to do my very best. And as always, I apologize in advance if I get it wrong. I really am doing my best here to get it right. The victim was 50-year-old Groj? I apologize. I'm trying. He was eating dinner and he heard this loud commotion outside. People are screaming, people are calling for help. That's when he steps out. And that is also when he came face to face with a hangry hippo. Yeah. So when he's first stepping out, in his head, he's figuring this is just like a human thief. He's been caught like stealing food or crops from a farmer's field or something. And yeah, he just had no clue that he was about to be encountering a hippo. Because who would suspect that? Nobody's thinking, oh, I'm gonna step out of my house, there's just gonna be an angry hippo. No one's thinking that. So within fractions of a second, this hippo has charged right into him. It tore an entire chunk out of his right shoulder. It is important to note, hippos are almost entirely herbivorous. Now they have been observed like occasionally engaging in omnivorous activity, scavenging corpses and stuff. There was a 2015 study done by the Mammal Review that saw a lot of this. Still, they aren't the type of animal that we really consider as like, oh, they're going out and attacking people to eat them. We really just think of them as like they attack people and then they're done and they move on with their life. So do with that information what you will. So Groj plays dead, just hoping the hippo will leave him alone. And this is why I'm noting that like it's important that they are mostly herbivorous animals, because he plays dead and the hippo's like, yeah, okay, and moves on with its life. It doesn't stop to try and eat him, you know? So luckily his neighbors are able to retrieve him. They take him to a level 4 hospital. So a level 4 hospital in Kenya has at least 16 resident medical officers, 2 anesthesiologists, 2 general surgeons, and like several other specific discipline doctors. And that is why he was taken there specifically, because, you know, level 3, level 2, level 1, they just don't have the same ability to provide care the way a level 4 hospital does. So it was last reported that he was stable and he would be undergoing a major surgery. I'm guessing that it's most likely to repair his shoulder, but there was no follow-up information about like what had happened to him, what the outcome was. It was last left with just like, he's stable, he's gonna have surgery. I hope he's doing well, I hope he's okay, and I hope there's been no more hippo encounters for him. Yeah. So now my question for you all is, if you have pets, what is something weird you've caught them eating that you would never have expected? Or what's something they avoid that surprises you? You know, we just talked about how hippos are technically herbivorous, but they do engage in omnivore behavior. So I have a dog that will not eat peanut butter, popcorn, french fries, or potato chips. Like, if they drop on the floor, she sniffs, but she has zero interest. I mean, that's like the most common any dog eats it food that she doesn't eat. There's plenty of other things that she will not eat that just don't seem that important in comparison to those. So let me know in the comments if your pets have a strange eating habit too. I want to know. Off we go to Zimbabwe, where a Florida woman got to become an international story versus the usual Florida/man tales that we have here in the States. Yaldor was with her husband, and they were headed off for a day of nature photography. It was meant to be a relaxing and leisurely day with a river tour on calm waters. They were supposed to be calm waters. Now, they hadn't even gotten to the point where they were able to take pictures before one of the guides called to them and had them paddle left towards a bank instead of where the direction they were headed in. It threw Yaldor through the air, out of the canoe, obviously, and she ended up in the water. So she makes it to the surface, she sees her husband swimming to shore, she's like, okay, me too! And she's just gonna like follow right after him, except something grabbed her right leg and dragged her down. It threw her side to side like a dog with a chew toy. Like she was full on prey in that moment, which, oh my god, I can't imagine. Whew. It's like stressing me out thinking about it, because I'm just like, oh my god, like a dog with a chew toy. I cannot imagine being the chew toy. That's horrifying. So she ends up reaching down to the mouth of whatever has a hold on her. I mean, she's desperate. Like, what is she gonna do? She knows she's not actually strong enough to get it to let go, but what other choice does she have? This is all she has. Once she, like, gets her hands on it, it does loosen its grip. So probably she's thinking, like, she spooked it somehow, like, it didn't expect, like, human hands up on its face. You know what I mean? It does loosen its grip. She's able to get out of its mouth. So luckily she's able to use this opportunity to get to shore. She is vibrating atoms and adrenaline. That is the only thing making up this human being right now. Because she gets to shore, she doesn't even know that right then at this point she has a broken femur. She doesn't know how much she's bleeding. She doesn't even know she has a broken femur. But the guide applies a tourniquet, and her husband attempts to get hold of like emergency personnel. You know, I mean, they're in Kenya, so I'm sure like the way you do it is different than you do it here. TLDR, she survives. Oh my gosh. Like, the stress reading this article and just wondering, like, does she make it out though? It's like reading like a thriller. Like, it was so stressful. Okay, she makes it out. She's alive. She is able to get the care she needs. It is important to note that all of the doctors back here, they're just they were having to make like informed guesses. And I'm not saying like, oh, they were just, you know, quacks who weren't paying attention or something. But like, understand like, how many hippo injuries are American doctors treating? Not many. I'm sure they do not get a lot of hippo injuries walking through the door. That means they're having to do a bunch of like medical research, having to look into, you know, getting consults with doctors in other countries. I mean, it's going to be complicated. It's like with any medical research. Sometimes the people that have done it are time zones away. They have their own stuff they're working on. I mean, it can be complicated. How many people show up in United States ERs with femurs crushed by hippos? I tried to find an exact stat for people that show up with hippo injuries in the United States ER, and I could not find the number. Which leads me to believe that there's probably not any, but I did check because I didn't want to lead you guys astray. The next animal attack is in Malawi. There's a boat. The boat makes a regular journey every day along this particular stretch of river as it ferries workers from their homes to the fields they work in and then back home. So it does this twice a day, every day. However, this time it was different. It was different because a hippo attacked their boat. The reason why? Unknown. Hippo just felt like it that day, I guess. Whatever it was that was different on this day, it turned out to be deadly because the entire boat was destroyed. There were 37 passengers in the boat, and now 23 are missing, with the singular child who was on the boat being found deceased. Very sad. 13 of the passengers were rescued, but the rest are still missing. It is unknown if they will ever be recovered. And the reason why is because that specific part of the river is known for being home to a host of both crocodiles and hippos. Both crocodiles and hippos are known to be aggressive animals. The hippos are just downright aggressive and destructive, while the crocodiles are aggressive and predatory. So, you know, we don't have that much information. There's not much information to go on, and we can't get new information because it's too dangerous. So it's just a hippo attacks a boat tragedy. Because apparently that's a genre of tragedy now. And it's a bummer. It's a bummer. The one child on the boat doesn't make it. I mean, ugh. Now that I've made all of us very, very sad, I would like to invite you to hit that subscribe button right now for more bloodthirsty animal content. We are going to have a part 3 to this epic hippo series. So I would subscribe now just so you can get that good old part 3. It's going to be exciting. There is a lot when it comes to hippos, which I think probably everyone kind of assumed, but we're just trying to pick out some of the best ones to give you guys. All right, I am here Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Bye! Whew. It's like stressing me out thinking about it, because I'm just like, oh my god, like a dog with a chew toy. I cannot imagine being the chew toy. That's horrifying.